Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Today, we're going to be talking about Donald Trump's second term and how it's an absolute disaster and it's only getting worse. Now, I know damn well this video will piss off a few Trumpers. So, yeah, I'm kind of expecting that. Although, usually when I make a video talking about Trump, I don't get too many of them invading my comments, but you never know. Um, Obviously, there's no need to do an introduction for our guy, you know. Donald Trump is obviously the president currently, unfortunately. Let's be real, his second term has promoted a lot of different things. How he will fix America after Joe Biden's mistake, lower prices, and make things better, and also no new wars, no new conflicts, no pointless conflicts, and no this and no that. Lower prices, lower gas prices, make life easier for everyone, and of course, maybe kick out a few illegal aliens, he likes to call them, which that's pretty messed up to be called. No matter how you view it, it's still kind of messed up to prefer people, humans, as like aliens or animals and just stuff like that. It's all messed up, but we'll get into that a bit later. Listen, I think most people with a brain would simply acknowledge that Donald Trump's second term is a disaster. Okay, it's not going well. It is, yeah, it's like the worst kind of disaster you could imagine. It's not going well. The war in Iran is costing Americans more. It's costing the government more money than they like to admit. It's affected almost every single person here in the States except for the ultra rich. Those people don't feel a single bump from it because, of course, they're fine. But normal people, who have to work or, drive their car around or just do anything, gas prices are outrageous, around $5 to $6, and it depends on where you are. But it's still the average is not great. Everyone's saying, "Oh, well, it's better than Biden's prices." Like, I remember when Biden was president. Sure, they got a little high, but they didn't reach $5 to $6. That's from what I remember. Maybe my memory's a little off. And then you got Trump, who's really obsessed with posting random AI stuff of him like beating up Obama. Which, I mean, come on. Even if you DH, because Trump's like older than Obama by like 10 years, 10, like 15 years, something like that. I don't know the actual age gap. Even if you DH Donald Trump by like 20 years, Obama smacks him on the ground. Donald Trump, the draft dodger, of course, likes to think he's some kind of American warrior, some kind of hero of the United States, the guy who will save America, which, to be honest, in the reality, he's only driving our country further down. He's treated our allies like absolute shit while only getting closer to Israel. Because why? Because Israel does nothing for us. Declares them our greatest ally, even though they, again, don't do jack shit for us. Get us involved in a war that's going to last a while because now we have to, for some reason, go to war with Iran because they're on the verge of having nuclear weapons, except people have been saying that for like years. They've been saying that since the 90s and nothing's happened. You have Trump doing this. He gets really pissy when people talk bad about him. He's threatening to take Jimmy Kimmel off the air. Basically, all the Trump supporters who really love freedom of speech don't really seem to mind when Trump threatens to take it away from certain people because they criticize him. And then he has this whole stupid thing on the 4th of July where he's having this whole event at the White House. He's treating it like he's going to make the day about himself. Okay, I know damn well he will make the day about himself. He ain't going to talk about the country. He's going to make it all about himself because, I mean, he loves to stroke his own ego. Again, Donald Trump's second term is an absolute dumpster fire. He's promised to make, well, he said it, okay, he said it to make things cheaper for everybody. Except the reality is, it's not. Everything is far worse than we could imagine. Everything right now is worse than it was when it was COVID. Right now, I would simply say that prices are way higher than they were during COVID. Granted, Trump was president back then too, and COVID kind of only happened, at least how bad it got here in the States, only happened because his incompetence and he didn't take COVID seriously until hundreds of thousands of people were already infected. He didn't take it seriously at all. He was like, "Oh, it's the China virus. We don't need to take it seriously." And then boom, all of that. His term's a disaster. I don't understand how he still has supporters. He constantly just likes to plaster his face everywhere. He's obsessed with himself. He would probably suck himself off if he could. He probably tries actually. Again, prices, make things cheaper for everyone. In reality, everyone's suffering way more than ever, except for, of course, the ultra rich. Donald Trump sold himself as the guy who would lower prices, but that's far from the truth, actually. For regular people, referring to people, who work maybe, just a simple job, just the average American, those people are struggling. All right, everyone's struggling. All right, anyone who's not a rich guy is struggling. Like gas prices, okay, they're bad. The cost of living, groceries, all of your daily necessities that you need to survive and live a comfortable life are more expensive than they've ever been. The housing market is a disaster. Good luck buying one. Gas, again, good luck getting it. Well, you're gonna have to choose between gas, rent, and groceries. That's how bad things are right now. I still don't understand how Trump supporters glaze him so much. Again, Trump supporters are a cult. It's kind of just a simple fact that they are. Again, he sold himself as this guy who would make things better. Also, remember the Epstein files? He said he would release those too. And then when he became president, he kind of forgot about it. And then when he got called out for not releasing those files, he cried about it and even talked bad about his own supporters. Said, "We need to." I'm sorry, I'm going to mimic him. I'm going to mimic Trump. I like to do my Trump impression. He's just, I'm not going to, but he called his own supporters idiots and anyone who's calling for the Epstein files to be released idiots, and how they need to focus on the success of America during his term. There's no success. There's none. I mean, do you see success? I sure as hell don't. Maybe success can be described by different people, of course. Trump would probably change the word of what success means and just to defend his own term, his own presidency, because it's a disaster. Everything he has done, nothing he has done has worked out. His immigration stuff has become messy and brutal and unlawful and treating people like absolute shit. Like, we don't even need to get into the ICE controversy, but the things they're doing, the way they do it, it's not right. That's simple as I can describe it. It is not right how they treat people. In the ICE facilities, they throw them in these cages and they don't have clean water. They're cold. They don't have any kind of heating. They get shoved 10, 15, 20 people in these areas. Not probably more than that actually, and they treat them like absolute shit. They treat them like fucking animals. And Trump supporters yeah, get the illegals off the streets. And they're taking jobs. And again, I just want to simply say a simple fact. If a guy who does not speak a lick of English, does not live here, and came over here 2 weeks ago or a month ago, and he can take your job, maybe you shouldn't have it. Maybe you suck. But they always like to say they're taking jobs, except that's not true. They like to go into construction, which again, can't have too many construction workers. There's nothing wrong with that. They always act like anyone who's not a white American is a piece of shit. They act like they're terrorists. And let's not forget that Trump and his administration wants to call people tech terrorists, whatever they're called. I gotta check what the term is, but they basically want to classify people who are anti data centers, anti AI as anti tech extremists or something. What? I mean, I understand anyone who's against AI. They want to build all these data centers everywhere. I'm sure you guys probably heard about the one in Utah that's gonna be bigger than Manhattan, bigger than what? I saw a thing that was comparing the sizes. It was bigger than San Francisco and Manhattan, and it's not the only data center. They want to build them legit everywhere, and why? Why do they want to build them everywhere? I'm not saying that has anything to do with Trump too much, but I'm sure his rich buddies, are definitely involved in it. His term is, again, a dumpster fire. Anyone who kind of denies it might not have common sense. Again, I don't know how Trump still has supporters. I really, really don't, especially his glazers, the people who say he's the greatest president. And there's legit people who say he should run for a third term, except he can't. I just want to simply mention that he can't. That's quite unlawful, actually. Again, we can mention so many things that have gone to fuck up for Trump. The economy, the cost of living, prices, the war in Iran is not going our way. Not saying we're losing, but it's just a conflict that's definitely extracting more resources and funding than Trump would like to admit. He also recently said anyone who says that talking about that if we're losing should be considered treason, which the only person who should be tried with treason is himself. Again, his ICE raids, his fucking anti-immigration thing, total disaster. It's became messy, brutal, and led to the death of multiple American citizens and the unlawful treatment of people. Okay, I just want to say they're people. They're not animals and they're not illegal aliens. They're people too. I don't understand why Trump likes to throw these dehumanizing words because he wants his simpleton followers to believe the same thing he does. He wants his followers to lose all morality because Trump doesn't have any morals. Trump has absolutely no morals whatsoever. He's a fucking madman. And he is happy to send your sons and daughters, your brothers and sisters, to go fight in this stupid war in Iran, spend countless amount of taxpayers' money all in the name of Israel. And other bullshit, I guess. Iran's close to having nuclear weapons, this and that. That's some bullshit they've been saying since the fucking 80s, and they will always keep saying it. Because Trump wants this war. I don't know why. He really wants to push it. He really likes to say we're winning. Remember, this is the really confusing thing. Is he'll say, oh, we're winning, and then, oh, they have no military. Oh, but then how come our bases get bombed? I don't know. And then he demands help from our European allies in NATO, which is not their responsibility to help. I don't think he realizes, but NATO is a defense alliance, not a, follow whatever America tells you. They are a defense alliance and it has to be on the soil. So an American base in, I don't know, some random Middle Eastern country being attacked does not call for NATO's support at all. And then Trump, of course, has threatened to leave NATO, which he can't do without approval. He will try. We all know he tried to take Greenland. He was really interested in it for some reason. He called it a poorly ran island, except the people in Greenland are much happier than they are here in the United States since they don't have the same problems we do. They don't have your Fent people bending over down every street. They don't have, gas prices are high everywhere, so hey. But they don't eat slop. American food, our food is so bad and processed, a lot of it. I could go into it all day. But a lot of food here in America, it's bad. You can simply ask yourself, why is so many bread from America not allowed in Europe? There's a simple question. It's bad. But that's besides the point. His term, again, we can simply call it many things. A dumpster fire, a disaster. We all know, we can mention the Epstein file fuck up, the cover up, I guess. They tried to cover it up. And then they released it. It was all redacted. Trump's name was on it a lot, though. His name was on it a lot once they released it. Why would his name be in there so many times, right? That doesn't happen by accident, right? Surely a guy's name wouldn't appear in a pedophile file list over 1,000 times. Not just 1,000, 2,000, more than that, okay? More than that, way more than that. This doesn't happen by accident, okay? And of course, he's president. The files are kind of being forgotten because he keeps on doing all these side quests, trying to get people not to talk about it because he gets offended when people don't talk about him. He shares a very similar obsession with being loved, personality type with Homelander, almost. If you don't watch The Boys or if you don't know anything about it, Trump has some similarities to Homelander in terms of his personality. Not exactly, of course. I'm sure Trump would people would call him God, but actually, he might like that. Maybe. Point being, Donald Trump's he's a bad guy. He is not a good guy. He is a bad moral person. He has no morals at all. He does not care about our country. He cares about himself only. He also likes to call himself the master of the deal, except all of his trade wars have always only fucked over Americans more and more than... Yeah, oh, I'm the deal maker. Okay, well, it doesn't seem like you're very good at making deals because every time we try to talk to Iran to stop the war, they fall flat. Maybe because you're a bad talker. No one likes you. Point being, again, the ICE raids, the whole ICE thing, ICE being his own personal Gestapo, right? He wants to put military he wants to use ICE to stop people, I guess, from rigging the elections. They literally want to put ICE by the ballots for the midterms because I think Trump probably knows this. He is going to lose the midterms. I think this is kind of a simple possible thing that might happen. Obviously, I can't say a guarantee will, but it might because Trump's approval rating's in the 30s. All right, I just want to simply point that out. And they still call him a great president. And they say, oh, who are they polling for these? No, it's a simple fact. His approval rating's bad. Worse than Biden's, I think, actually, but I can't confirm that or deny it. Um, I mean, again, I don't know how Trump still has supporters. I don't know how people still glaze him every single day. I don't know how people even say he should run for a third term. Those people are allowed to vote, by the way. The people who openly say, oh, he should run for a third term can vote. Yeah, I don't think these people have graduated. I don't think some of them. I think a lot of them are high school dropouts. Maybe, if not, they barely graduated. And then they did nothing else with their lives. I mean, there's a video of this guy saying Obama had something to do with 9/11. Trump supporters are a weird group of people. They are an interesting group of people. Simple as that. Remember all of Donald Trump's crazy tariffs? Yeah, those don't help anyone. It just taxes the companies more, and then those prices go down to the people paying for those products. So his stupid tariffs didn't help anyone for shit. The economy is not as great as he says. Nothing is as great as he says. I mean, granted, you can't trust anything this orange buffoon says anyways. His term is a disaster. It is only getting worse. And the worst part is we still have a few more years with this idiot. We still have until 2028, except one actually time. He was literally on camera saying, when I get out of office in 8 or 9 years, like, you ain't gonna live that long. Let's not even talk about Donald Trump's health, where they like to simply say he's in great health, except most people can kind of tell he's not. His swollen ankles, his randomly bruised hands, he falls asleep on camera often a lot, which is funny because he constantly made fun of Joe Biden for doing that, but now he's doing that. I mean, shit, Donald Trump's age is really catching up to him, and he made fun of Joe Biden for being old so much, and now he's the one falling asleep. He's the one speaking nonsense. I mean, here's this post he posted on his stupid little True Social about acing these exams, which, by the way, um, not too much of a flex because he's had so many over the last year. They don't really throw that many at you in like a few months. So it means the doctors are concerned about Trump's mental, the fact that he probably has dementia. And he's like, oh, look at me. I aced all these cognitive exams, all these exams, and I aced them. I'm sorry. I'm going to stop with the Donald Trump impersonations. I'm sorry. I apologize. But again, he's posting this and acting like it's a flex. Like, buddy, this is nothing to be proud of. The fact that you've had so many in just like a few months is not a good thing. It means your doctors are generally concerned about your goddamn small little pea brain. He is also really obsessed with himself. He is really, again, I mentioned earlier that he would suck himself off if he could. He likes to post a lot of AI generate stuff about him doing things. It's all, I'm sure they all go like, oh, it's a joke, he's trolling the liberals, which again, I don't know why also Republicans are really obsessed with the idea of trolling the liberals, which I guess if that's all you live for, maybe you got a miserable life. I mean, that's probably why you support Donald Trump, I guess. And back to the topic of his immigration crackdown, it has become such a bad mess that it's not even just a simple crackdown, it's just straight up like sending his personal Gestapo after anyone he doesn't like. This isn't even about border security anymore. It's just a crackdown on asylum seekers, students, workers, and long time fucking legal immigrants. Okay, even American citizens are being targeted just for the fact that their skin looks slightly Hispanic or they have a slight accent that's not American. He's sending his ICE Gestapo after them. Again, this is the part where he's obsessed with himself. He loves to post himself on Mount Rushmore, which, again, he does not belong there at all. Actually, I just will simply say. And then again, the AI generative stuff of this, which you're getting discombobulated. That's kind of funny, but he's still very much obsessed with himself. He likes to post these random AI generative images just for some odd reason. He's a weird guy. He's really obsessed with himself. He views himself as like the best president, and his supporters believe it. I mean, again, if he was to tell his supporters 2 plus 2 is 9, they would follow suit and believe that. And Trump wants all of his supporters to believe that all immigrants, including legal ones, are bad people, that they're animals and they're murderers. Except they're not. Not all of them. There are indeed bad criminals who sneak into our country and get in here. Those people need to be taken out. They need to be removed from the country and sent back where they came from. But Trump's targeting families and innocent people. Again, hear him being obsessed with himself, which kind of want to point out a funny little thing. He doesn't look like that. Because, you want to know why? Because here it is. Because where are his goddamn neck flaps? Where are they? I don't see them in that little AI generated image of his. Again, this man, Donald Trump's very much obsessed with himself. As I stated, he would gladly suck himself off. Probably he would probably clone himself and do himself, or just look at himself for like an hour straight and be amazed by himself. He's obsessed with himself, though. I think we all kind of know it. Trump's very much obsessed with himself, and he has a very big ass ego. Right, and of course, Trump's constantly trying to pass some laws, or not some laws. He's just constantly trying to do things that aren't very American, like putting his face. He wants to put himself on the new supposed $250 bill, which we don't need. We do not need a $250 bill. We don't need that at all. He just wants to put his ugly, smug face on it, which again he doesn't belong. He doesn't deserve to be on there, anyways. He wants to plaster his face on banners on government buildings. He wants to change the John F. Kennedy Center to his name. He likes to plaster his name and his face everywhere because he's obsessed with himself. He has a soft little ego. And if you talk bad about him online, you probably hurt his feelings. He probably sees the negative comments on him, cries out, curls up in a corner and cries like a little baby or something like that. Again, anytime a reporter talks to him and mentions something, he says they're bad reporting. He instantly insults them. Anytime any famous person criticizes him, he instantly says, oh, this person's a bad actor, a bad music artist, bad this, bad that, they're a loser. And he's quick to throwing out names because they're right. Because Trump's a fucking loser and he can't handle any kind of criticism. And he gets all whiny about it and cries on his True Social, which he posts on there so much, by the way. You can Google it for yourself, how often he posts on there, but it's a lot. He's like probably on there a little too much. That's kind of all I want to talk about. Trump's second term is a disaster. I kind of yapped as long as I need to. I don't need to make this video any longer than necessary. I could go on a lot longer, but I don't need to. So, anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Yeah, Donald Trump's second term is a disaster, and it's only getting worse. How will we fare the next 3 years we have this buffoon in charge? Who knows? Technically not 3, is it 2 almost? Technically almost 2, but not close enough. Point being, actually, I'm going to extend the video. I'm sorry, I was about to wrap it up, but listen. Gas prices are at a point where they're not going to go down anytime soon. Prices at all. I mean, I know gas prices can really divot at any time. They can go up and down, literally in an instant. But his war in Iran is actually so disastrous that it might stay high for a while. And again, we're sacrificing so much funds for this war, which this war is a lot more expensive than people think. Some people say, oh, it's not costing us that much money. Oh, it is. And how much longer until it's over? How much longer until our gas prices will go down to a reasonable price? How much longer will our groceries be so expensive? How much longer can the average American survive under Trump's economy? The simple answer is, who knows? Because it's getting so bad. It is getting bad for everyone, again, except for the ultra-rich. They're living comfortably. They're thriving right now. They're chilling while everyone beneath them is on their knees, barely able to pay for gas, groceries, and rent. And Trump's out here. He said it on live TV that he doesn't care about the financial situations of Americans. He does not care. He said this on live TV, and his supporters are saying, oh, that was taken out of context. No, the fuck it wasn't. He said this flat out. A reporter asked him if he cares about the financial situation of Americans, and he says no. He said, quite frankly, I mean, this isn't exactly what he says. Quite frankly, no, not really. Again, that's not exactly what he says. I could easily pull up the clip, but I'm not going to do that. You can find it for yourself, though. He did say this. His supporters like to simply deny it and say it's not a real clip. It's not real. It's AI. Except they always call everything AI. Trump's obsessed with AI. He loves to post AI stuff. No, it's a little weird. Trump does not care about American citizens. He doesn't care about anybody. He doesn't care about the American people. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about me. He doesn't care about anybody else that is beneath him. He doesn't care about people beneath the standard of his rich golden throne, right? He doesn't care about people in the lower lines of America. He doesn't care about people who are barely making it by. He doesn't care about people who have to work 2 jobs, 3 jobs just to pay for rent, just to get groceries, just to pay for gas. I mean, his supporters literally say, oh, just don't drive. His advisors, his people in his cabinet say, just don't drive. Don't do this. Don't do that. Maybe don't get $7 coffee every day. Don't do this. Like, Well, I'm sorry. Maybe gas shouldn't be almost $7 now, should it? Maybe we shouldn't be involved in this stupid war that doesn't need to happen. Maybe our service members shouldn't have to die for Israel and this stupid war. Because Iran's supposedly having close to having nuclear weapons, which is not true, because you guys have been saying this since the goddamn 90s. 90s or 80s, either one. They've been saying it for a long time. They've been saying it for a long, long time. Yeah, I mean, I know I was about to wrap up this video, but then I ran on a whole extra 5-minute rant. But it's a serious question. How much longer can the average American survive under Trump's economy? It's bad. It is bad. Gas is outrageous. Gas is bad. Maybe it's just the state I live in, but I know it's bad elsewhere too. I know it's bad everywhere. Things are getting nasty. And, I mean, how much longer can every person who works a 9 to 5 or makes minimum wage, how much longer are they going to last under Trump's terrible economy, which he constantly boasts about, constantly says it's the best the country's ever had, constantly says his economy is great, and people who criticize him are stupid, people who criticize him are bad reporters. He instantly shoots out to insults, because if a reporter says anything that's slightly negative about him, he'll say, you're a bad reporter, he'll say some mean, rude shit. I just don't understand. Again, he has a really soft ego, and it's really easy to tick off. It is really easy to piss him off. It's really easy to hurt his feelings and offend him. It's kind of funny. Trump supporters are the same way. If you criticize Trump, they get really soft, which is funny, because they always like to call liberals the soft people. And honestly, we should change. I mean, we should just all call Trump supporters soft, because they can't handle any bit of criticism. They can't even handle a simple argument or anyone else having a different opinion. If you don't like Donald Trump, they say, oh, so you hate America. Oh, so you're a sissy liberal. Oh, you're a snowflake. Oh, so you hate America. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, so you like terrorism. Oh, so you like immigrants coming to the country and stealing jobs. All of that bullshit, right? I just don't. Trump supporters are a weird bunch. They're legit bots, probably. They probably don't have much in their brain. Trump himself also doesn't have much in his brain either, but hey, somehow he won. Somehow. I mean, it's a double-edged sword, because Kamala was not a great option either, to be honest. But I don't think she'd have us involved in a stupid war. I don't think half of the shit we're dealing with right now is what we'd be going with under her right now. But hey, I'm not saying Kamala was a better choice either. But yeah, Trump's second term is an absolute disaster. I mean, I could talk about it much longer. I could, but I'm not going to. I think I've kind of made my point. It's getting worse. We still have 2 years under this shithead. I mean, technically almost 3. Yeah, getting there. We're getting there. But we still have quite some time under Donald Trump. It's gonna be a long road. It's a long road ahead. Like, gas prices, I mean, again, it's predicted they're not going to go down anytime soon. I understand gas prices are an odd market where they can rise and fall instantly, but again, it just looks like we're in some tough times where gas prices might stay where they are and get a little bit higher for quite some time. I mean, again, as I asked, how much longer can the average American survive under Trump's economy? But again, that'll wrap it up for today's video. I kind of talked a lot more than I thought it would. This video is a bit longer than expected, but hey, nothing wrong with that. Again, since I haven't uploaded in a while, I guess it's fine. So, again, future videos, I have the best case scenario for all 32 NFL teams video coming relatively soon. Again, as I mentioned, I haven't even recorded it yet. It's ready to be made. Might even make some more videos. I might make a video talking about... Well, no, I already mentioned that. Video possibly talking about Call of Duty, that they should stop doing yearly releases, maybe, and some other content. But for now, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video, and have a great rest of your day.